Hello, students. I'm Professor Robert Pickford, and welcome to the first week of English C1000, fully online course in reading and composition. And here we are. This is our home page. I suggest you stop by here every Monday and every Wednesday at the least, or at least until you get used to the flow of assignments in the class, maybe one more time during the week as well. I always leave you a little note here summarizing what's happening in the week. And then below, you've got a to-do list. And you can see there's nothing to turn in on Monday, but there is something coming up on Wednesday and again on Friday. And I'll get to those in a minute when I get to the assignments. Let me just give you a little guided tour of our class, though. Here's the class syllabus. You're going to be reading it for Wednesday. And you just click and it opens. Be sure to read through it and keep it open for this week's assignments that deal with it. Okay, let's head back to the other spaces on our class. Here's the assignments page. And you see you have a class discussion on the syllabus Wednesday and a class on chapter 1 in one of the textbooks, They Say, I Say, coming up on Friday, as well as reading questions on the syllabus for Friday. Now, textbooks. Good time to move on to that, right? Okay, here's one of them. That's They Say, I Say. There's another one, Strategic Thinking and Complex Problem Solving. You can buy these at the bookstore, and if you're on some type of financial aid that requires you to do that, because you get a textbook voucher or something like that, you can do that through the bookstore. If you're not, you don't get a voucher of some sort, why pay money? And read this, and I explain how to go about that. About the books and how to get them free. And let me open a PDF I found of the book. Well, it's going to get weird about security. There it is. And you're going to want to read chapter 1. Now, this one's a little tougher to navigate, but you can find it. Optionally, you can have pages copied by the library, but read this too. It explains how to do this. And then here's our other textbook here. You won't need that until next week. And then I'll talk about that in next week's screencast. So They Say, I Say, you will want to have chapter 1 read. And a few other items on here. Don't need to get into them this week. They're for assignments coming up in a few weeks. And of course, there's a grades page, which you'll want to keep track of, and it'll tell you about your progress in the course. And one final thing, if you have a question that I'm not answering right now, go to the class chat room. I'm here on the discussions page. You go here, ask your question. I check this at least twice a day, and you'll pick up some points equal to a weekly reading quiz question if you ask a question that hasn't already been asked yet. So let's head back to our home page. See that a student has messaged me on the inbox page. I'll get to that, see what that student needs as soon as I finish the screencast today. And you have the assignments now, and I'm going to save you a little bit more trouble in digesting much more about how this course is a little bit different from the other C1000 courses in a good way, as far as your writing and how you use the class text. We'll get into that as we get into next week. Anyway, I'm looking forward to a great semester with you, and I hope you enjoy the class.